the distributor panels who are there, whether it is Supertron, Iris, Rashi, they, Reddington, Ingram, they all are our members. So from distributors to sub-distributors like Spark, Park, Modi's and all, then you come to the next level of good retailers. So they all are our members. So we, since there was a bunch of people with all the level, the 2-3 things which were very good with the, which has happened, that among the partners, business have increased. There was more time for partners to talk to them because there is no customer coming to their offices initially. So a lot of webinars, seminars took place. So business demand was there, but knowledge sharing was something which has took place a lot in last 1 year. For everybody, for all the OEMs, they could manage to transfer the knowledge to the partners in this last 1 year. That is what I think.
Yeah, so briefly you summarize what has happened and what have been through these years. So thank you, sir. And luckily we have our panelist has already virtually has joined. Vinay sir, are you able to see us? Yes, you're here. So really sorry for keep you waiting for the long time, because you understand this is a new normal and we have to adapt. And thanks for your patience. Rajesh sir, are you there? Yes sir. Thank you. Thank you sir. Thanks for waiting and taking out your time for joining this. Yeah. So can you say something? We are able to check your mic, sir, please.
Yeah, I think this is a very good hybrid model of doing an event. I think with the kind of expectations that we have, and we didn't fulfill it by reaching out to the partners, the end users. I think this is a very good new normal where the 50% social distancing is already maintained. I think anywhere currently, if you are on the planet, I think there would be no reason not to join or be a part of any seminar or an event. This is a good hybrid.
Right, sir. We are learning, and definitely next time we'll have everything in line. Thanks for your support, sir. So just we were just talking, but to start again, I need to introduce my panelist again, because our virtual panel has already joined. So we have Mr. Rajesh Gupta ji, who is Country Manager India Sales, Micron. Then we have Mr. Vinay Shetty, Regional Director Component Business, India and South Asia, ASUS, who has joined from Mumbai. And we have already introduced Mr. Himanshu Jain, who is Director and CEO, Acro Engineering, who is already physically with us, and Mr. Kunj Gupta, who is Head Enterprise Business, AVS Infotech. And finally, thank you, Alok Gupta, sir, for coming on short notice to represent PCAT and Delhi dealers at this platform. Thank you, sir. So we will quickly start this discussion, because we have to wind up, and we have a next session. This is very important. The distribution of award, the announcement of DT Partner Excellence Awards, for which partners physically as well as online, they are waiting to know who are the winners for this prestigious Excellence Awards for the partners. So moving ahead, sir, we all are aware, because Rajesh sir, I'll be just talking about SSD first. So we all are aware about how SSD market has evolved in last few years. Especially in last 1 year, we saw huge adoption among all set of consumers, whether it's enterprise or consumers. We saw a huge adoption. Apart from affordability and benefits, technology advancement has played key role in its growth. Sir, my question for you is, what all technology advancement has taken place in last few years which contributed to the growth of SSD market in India? How Micron gained a competitive position in the Indian market in last couple of years? Sir, can you unmute? Sir, check your mute button. Check your mute button, sir. Sir, can you please connect again? So we are just again connecting with Rajesh Gupta, sir. So we'll be coming back. I think we should move to our next panel. We'll be just checking it out if he's Okay.
Sir, can you check it? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes. Now it's okay.
All right, thank you.
So had you listened to my queries, sir?
Yeah, I did. I was able to hear, but somehow I couldn't. So, first of all, Rajiv, thanks for organizing the session. It is great once again to get connected with our fellow ecosystem partners, channel partners, and at least this gives a a sense that things are fast moving to normal, and we believe that would be good for everybody, good for the businesses, channels, as well as consumers. And I hope everybody in the audience and our partners, everybody is safe. So the question you asked about the advancements in SSD technology. Yes, so storage is an exciting place, and we all know that SSDs have been making a rapid advancement in that area. Now, by definition, solid state means it follows the laws of the semiconductor industry, and during the last few years, we have seen an unprecedented and almost a never-ending innovation in this space. So I would describe the innovations and changes, largely in three segments. If I have to talk about the advancements in the technology. See, first is the building block. So we know the SSDs are built using NAND technology. NAND itself is at the forefront of solid state industry. And what has happened, in the last few years, that the NAND design has gone through, a transformation every alternate year or so. So, what started with what was called SLC, single layered cell, meaning, we could store 1 bit in one cell, then we moved to MLC, then TLC, and now, the industry is moving towards what is called QLC, so 4 bits per cell. In simple terms, it means, we can pack 4 times the amount of data in the same space, and that has resulted in a significant improvement in various parameters. And Micron is at the forefront. We have been shipping QLC-based SSDs for quite some time now, and then we will continue to innovate in this segment. How it helps is in a way that you can pack more NAND, more sort of data in the same space, which allows you to have then increasing capacities without actually changing the size of the drive. Right? In the past, what would happen is, as the capacities had to increase, the product size often would need to go through some kind of change because there was a physical limitation. In this case, actually the size actually shrinks while we are able to give more capacities. Things have moved on, from 3.8 terabytes to 7, and now we are already talking about 18. 30 terabyte SSDs are going to be, they're made available by certain vendors, and we are already seeing products like 30 terabytes put into evaluations, in the marketplace. So that just gives you what kind of rapid innovation you will see, and particularly on the capacity and density side. What also happens is, because this thing happens, because of this advancement, it does not come at the cost of the other important parameters, which is very important for a system, like thermal parameters. Otherwise, in the past, if the capacities will go up, the drives will generate more heat, they will require more energy, and it becomes a more energy inefficient system. So in a laptop or in a mobile device, it will impact the battery life, which none of the consumer or customer is willing to sort of compensate with today. So that is one part of the innovation. Now, any device is as good as the rate at which it can communicate internally with that system. So significant amount of innovation has happened on the interface side.
So, for the industry had been working on an interface called SATA for a long period of time. And then in the last few years, a new interface called NVMe came in, which improved the performance by almost 10x, which is a significant improvement, right? It's not a cosmetic improvement in the performance. And that has again further allowed increased performance, and then management of higher capacities, different kind of models, storage solution models have emerged because of that. And third part, which is related, is that as these innovations have happened, both on consumer and enterprise side, because requirements are very different on both sides. What we say is a democratization of products and data has happened. People are consuming more data, and then these emerging technologies have ensured that they are able to get it in a cost-effective manner, and an easy to implement manner for the ecosystem. And lastly, Micron's role. Micron has been in forefront of many of these emerging technologies. For example, Micron is a leader in the NAND technology, where we have implemented an industry-leading 176-layer technology, which really allows us to do all the aspects I talked about, right? Miniaturization, more capacities, better thermal characteristics, etc. So, and then on the having a good product is one part. Then having a customer and a channel-friendly engagement is another important aspect. So, the other thing we have been able to do is bring these products ahead of time and then make it widely available, through our channels, so that all kinds of customers, whether enterprise or client or consumer, can get an access of it. So, all in all these things have endeavors have really helped us to gain kind of a leadership position. So, I hope that I answered that part.
Yes, sir. Rajesh, so you rightly said, because because in last couple of years we have seen lot of innovation has happened in SSD. That's why we can say on a consumer part that it's affordable today because of innovation, and the growth is due to the data consumption and the amount of data generated these days. So thanks, sir, for answering our first queries with you. And moving to Vinay, sir. Yes, sir. So for you, if you can brief about what all products in PC component gained traction in last 1 year, and how ASUS plan to focus on all these products which are emerging.
Hi Rajiv. Hello everyone. I think the question is very interesting in terms of which products made roadways. I think this would also give the partners another perspective to look at, always being open to a wide variety of business. So from the ASUS perspective, I think we had a lot of products. We still do continue having not just the motherboard and the graphic cards, which predominantly are our strength. That's the backbone of all our productions. But in the last 1 year, I would say the industries that have helped the component business, which was successful, were from the LCD business, the wireless business, the gaming peripherals. Now, how did this relevantly make a big impact? It's like we all are used to using a small screen. The smaller, the better in the kind of laptop. But that's only when we are working in an emergency situation. But when most of the executives are working on in their office desk, I think that's the time when they use a larger screen. And those larger screens were now, I think, frozen in the office desk. So everyone wanted a multiple device or multiple screen. So they opted for work from home culture. They used the multiple screen at home. Also, we found a big transaction happening on the portable monitors. So when you need a multiple display and you have a space constraint, the portable monitors really helped having a dual screen, and it is less than a 1 kg weight. So it's easier for them to carry as well. Coming to the most important product line that happened during this phase was the Wi-Fi business. Predominantly at home, we do have a Wi-Fi router which is just for entertainment, reaching up to about 300 Mbps or a 750 Mbps, and everyone was super happy having that kind of device. But with work from home coming in place, at one time on average there were 12 devices that were connected, and a 750 Mbps surely would die out of breath. So what we saw an opportunity is not just the Wi-Fi 5 or the Wi-Fi 6, the higher bandwidth AC routers picked superbly well, because that gives the opportunity to the users to connect almost 50 devices. And the bandwidth, the speed with what we are getting at these days, probably 100 gigabyte or 200 gigabyte speed, I think that did a lot of justice. And then in the initial stage, when there were hiccups, most of the users, I would say that's where I see my wireless business on the mid and high end grow in that period following August, when the supply chain was a little bit better. That's when we saw a lot of Wi-Fi sales improving. Now, when coming back to another product line is the gaming peripherals. So most of them used to play games at office also, but then those devices still are at office. So they also use those gaming devices as a alternative keyboard for their laptops or for their PCs. The surge in schooling from home also enabled us to have a better display. Our mini PCs did very well during that period. Our sales on gaming product lines did tremendously well. I think none of the component partners across would deny this fact that even with the shortage of graphic cards or with the shortage of chipsets, the gaming peripheral segment didn't grow for them. It was a boon actually to be seen. So Asus has the footprint on all these products for long. I would always say these are my happy problems for many years. But I think the real encashment and the real kind of partner understanding for this kind of quality products came in during this pandemic, and it was good that most of the partners did a wonderful transition. They actually helped their revenue grow with these kind of accessory products, or the additional products that they introduced in their portfolio helped them make their revenue better. And these are high profit product lines, and I still would say these are still high profit. So when the sale revenue drops at some stage, your profitability should be higher to sustain. So I think the partners, luckily we in India, we have a partners who understand this much better. So they adopted to this change and helped us grow as well. So I think this is how we focused overall in the product lines, trying to find out and figure out which would be the profitable SKUs, which would benefit the customers, which would be beneficial for the partners to grow their revenue and profit. So I think there was a lot of know-how taken from the global market as well to enable our partners to also adapt to these changes. Thank you,
Right,
Ajay.
sir. Yeah, sir. Vinay, sir, you said about there because you have you focus on the products which were already in the market, but the demand was there, and you worked with the partners to provide those products which are benefited for them during these times, and this helps you gaining much more market share as well as the partners gaining more business. Right,
Yes.
sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. Moving to my next panel, Himanshu, sir, as one of the leading distributor companies, especially for gamers, how things have changed during the last 1 year for Acro, if we talk about business opportunities.
Yeah, hi. So, can you hear me? Yeah. Yeah. So, as I said earlier, okay, so the IT industry has been good for everybody in the last 1 year. And work from home culture, study from home culture, that has increased the demand for computer peripherals. As sir also mentioned that the demand is much more than the supply. Vinay sir also mentioned there's a chipset shortage. So also there's a logistics issue that has cropped up in the past few months. So there have been a lot of challenges, and we've adapted pretty well, and Acro has adapted pretty well to these all challenges. There was obviously credit issue also with the channel because of the lockdown. We had to give extended credits. We had to pay our vendors in time. So these all have been the challenges. But on the baseline, I see that this industry will further boom, and the demand is obviously going to be there. Even because there is a lifespan of all the computer peripherals and the hardware that is there. So whatever is being sold today, that has a repeat cycle. And the government has also gotten very active on that front and introduced e-waste policy for everybody. So we as importers, as distributors, as vendors, everybody has to take care of the e-waste policies as well in India. And that is a very positive sign. So I foresee a good opportunity for this industry.
Yeah, so definitely. So this is one of the point you highlighted. This is very important for recycle policy, which is very much needed to understand our responsibility as a brand or as a partner to think about the challenges which we are having. So thanks for sharing, Himanshu sir, about this important factor. Moving to Alok sir, you talked about association. We know how association works for the partners. So we talked about what had happened. What's next? How association is planning for the partners in growing this new normal? What opportunities you are showing them?
See, what happened as a president, we have a motto, business, how to increase the business of every partner who is doing a business, who is into the business. Now, with pandemic, everything was closed down. The biggest challenge was with retail partners. Now, 90% of the retail partners were not digitally enabled. They were not. So what we did, we created a platform and which was ready in June, where partner can create his own catalog page, or you can say a mini website, and manage that in less than 30 minutes. What it was doing, it was creating a link, and that link he can share to all his customers, because if it is a retail outlet, he is cutting a bill from last 2 years. He knows that how many people have come to his showroom or shop, and he was having their numbers. So we enabled them. They started sending those link to their customers. Customer will click the link. He will give his details, and then he can see what this particular shop is offering, because I have already visited to him. I know, I have a confidence with him that whatever I have bought was genuine, so I can buy it from there. So this was one enablement which we did, and it was ready last year, July. By July, it was ready, and people have started using it. And today, that has become one of my business line.
Oh, great.
And
really need appreciation here.
And in fact, today, if you look at, we have 11,000 plus partners registered on that portal. And from there, we have reached a place where today CIOs are registering, companies are getting registered, and the objective is that a 360 environment can be created where a smallest of the partner can reach to his customer without any problem and immediately within no time. So this is how this platform has been created, and it is
Alokji, what is the name of this platform?
for channels. It is actually IndiaIT360.com. If you go that IndiaITchannels.com, and he knew that association has supported. So if you look on the logos, he has put the logo under the association instead of putting it as a supporting partner.
Right. So basically, it's an initiative really, because everyone cannot afford the smaller partners, retailers, to create their own digital infrastructure. But associations like PCAT is already helping through these initiatives. Thanks, sir, for sharing, because because as a media we are aware about these initiatives, but through our platform, I'm sure that the partners who are watching us and who are here should know about these initiatives, what the associations are taking these days. Moving to Kunj, because how do you see the recent growth of SSD for you as a business, importance of SSD in your business, how your association with Micron helped you to grab these opportunities? Tell me about this.
So first of all, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Rajiv and the DT team, for enabling us to giving us this wonderful opportunity to present our views over here on behalf of ABS Infotech. So as we see, adding to what Vinay sir said, that the first wave of COVID was more about enabling the home, remote working. So in that we saw a huge demand for the laptops coming in, and then the huge demands of small sized routers or the entry level routers which are coming in. The second wave has been more about building further upon that, because we realize that this is going to be the new normal. This is going to continue. So in the second wave, the demand has shifted to the the monitor segment, and the high-end routers are coming in the picture. And same is with the SSD business also, because when we see that the consumption is increasing and it's becoming more performance intensive. That is, the resource consumption is increasing. So when the resource consumption is increasing, and when the things are moving to the clouds or the personal clouds, so that time we need more more power, and that comes initially from the RAM or the SSDs, in which Micron caters to very really well. So for example, now earlier it was when we were 5 years back, when we were going out to buy some laptops or desktops, it was like, okay, I need a 1 TB or a 2 TB or a 4 TB hard drive. But right now the trend has really changed. I'm very much sufficient. It would be okay for me if I have a 250 GB or a 500 GB NVMe SSD in the place, because most of my resources, what I'm using, my data is on the cloud or the personal cloud or the NAS storage which I have. So in this scenario, the kind of the demands have been changing a lot, and Micron coming with a huge legacy of say 40 plus years, the trend has been really changing in that regard.
Yeah, correct. So, means, the transformation which has happened in last few years, you talked about, the storage parity that has changed completely, and we understand the performance matters and storage matters. So we are happy with the smaller portion of storage right now, right?
Yeah, we are happy with the small. We just need the performance, because see,
right.
I'm using an OTT platform right now. We are using most of the data. The accounting has moved to cloud. Everything is moving towards cloud. So what we need is the performance right now, not these. In terms of capacity, there are data centers who would cater to the high cap demand. But in for a normal consumer, for a home consumer, or for a corporate consumer, it is basically the performance which is needed.
Correct. And this is the awareness has happened among common consumer that performance matters, and that's why the adoption has increased in last few years. So moving to my next round of queries, we in this section we are talking about the different consumer trends which is happening and the opportunities which will rule the Indian market in coming days. To start with, Rajesh sir, hope you are listening to me. What all existing products range or upcoming product range do you feel will thrive market growth further this year? How you have aligned with your partners to focus on these product range?
Sure. So, Rajiv, as I just mentioned in the earlier part in terms of evolution of technology, one thing is very clear, and it is that from a technology perspective, the SSDs with NVMe interface are growing extremely rapidly. And we are very happy also to see that we are seeing a similar transformation in India also. So which is a good sign, because that means there is a demand for that higher performance and higher capacities, development of those new solutions which require these kind of form factors. And the other good thing is that our ecosystem is ready. Right, so we are working at the same pace at which the ecosystems and markets in the other countries are working. So that means we will, as a country and as an ecosystem here within India, we have our competitive advantage. One of the challenge in a digital space is in a connected world, the server location doesn't matter, right? So that is why, if the fact that, newer NVMe and newer storage technologies are finding their way is a good sign. So in terms of what new products that we see will be available and dominate and will help create new solutions and new opportunities. Firstly, on the consumer side also, you will see transition into higher capacity SSDs, and more consumers we are seeing are opting for again the NVMe standard. On the client side, the transition has been happening, and at Micron we have a very exciting range of new products. We have recently launched a product called P5 Plus, which is a client NVMe interface based SSD product. And right from the beginning, we have seen a good response again in the market. Then on the enterprise side, again, we are seeing emergence of new interfaces. You will hear new terms like Gen 4 SSDs. So the industry has been on Gen 3, which were the prior generation technologies. And we will see adoption of Generation 4 SSDs, particularly on the enterprise side. From a Micron perspective, again, very recently, just few weeks back, we launched a product called 7400 series, which is a Gen 4 SSD that now we have made it available to our partners, and so hence our customers can get that. On another segment that is very growing very rapidly is the portable segment. Again, solid state drives have found their way into this segment because the advantages they bring. So again, you will see larger capacities in portable SSDs, very sleek form factors. And from Micron perspective, we have two recent series upgrades. We call it X6 and X8 series. So very exciting time, very exciting range of new products. And what we are trying to do is, as I said, this is an era where our ecosystem and our channel partners cannot be behind when it comes to newer products and newer technologies that are available. So from Micron perspective, what we are seeing is, as soon as those products are available, we should make them available to our channel partners and our ecosystem here within India. So all the products that I'm talking about, as we are launching, these products have been made available in the local ecosystem at the same time. So these are some of the trends that we will continue to see. So if I have to summarize, the trend will be towards higher capacities, growth of NVMe as a form factor. On the enterprise side, you will see U.2 as a form factor emerging, and all kinds of customers, whether consumers in the client side or in the small and medium businesses or in the enterprises sides, demanding higher capacities, but in the new form factors, so that they need to have lesser servers. The real estate requirement doesn't go up, and the overall thermal parameters are better, so they don't need to consume more energy, and they don't need to spend more on the infrastructure upkeep of it. So those are some of the trends that you can expect in next 12 to 18 months.
Right, sir. So, in every segment, whether it's consumer, enterprise, there are products which are already coming to market according to the requirement of the current scenario. And I'm sure that with the help of partners like AVS and other partners can help you to reach to the consumers where the requirements are. Thank you,
Absolutely.
sir.
So the partners like, so AVS does a great job. Similarly, old friend Vinay, they do a huge amount of work in the ecosystem. So they make platforms and new products available. So I think collectively we have an opportunity of ensuring that our customers and our channel remains ahead in this curve also.
Thank you, sir. So moving to Vinay, sir, this is for you. What all products from ASUS do you feel will change the market dynamics in months to come? Do you think your partners are trained enough to sell these products to their customers?
Rajiv, I think currently the product line that we have just scratched the surface. As I mentioned, for maybe LCD, maybe wireless, maybe the gaming peripherals. But as an industry, if I closely monitor, what we have seen in the last couple of years is the receding line on the DIY market. Okay, so what we still want to encourage is, we have done a lot of programs on the DIY campaign, build your own PC, the ASUS powered by ASUS program. This is all to enable the system integrators, which used to think that building a high quality PC is out of business. No, building a high quality PC is not out of business. There is a lack of expertise. So what ASUS has done, we have engaged a lot of partners, technical experts, who can train the system integrators to work on building a better high-end PC. It's not just a solution that you need to provide and say, okay, this is a PC which is based on budget. No, there has to be a transition change where we build a PC based on the applications. So maybe your social media contents, content creation, creators panel. There are a lot of opportunities where the PC is needed. I am not saying that the laptop is not that capable. No, but the deliverables of higher optimal use of the products, I think that could be only be sufficed with a better high-end PC. Saying that, this is to ensure that the system integrator understands how we have evolved over the years. We still are in this business. That means there is a lot of juice still left in this product lines. But also is important that they need to make their transition. So when ASUS has been building up their product lines, we are into robotics. We have built up a product line, entire different BU segment called as the ASUS IoT. So under IoT, we have the Chrome devices, we have the mini PCs, we have the Tinker boards. So if I look at what is going to come in the coming years, I would simply put it as probably like the AI security that ASUS is working on, the solutions that we are bringing in digital signage solutions, we are bringing edge AI solutions, we are bringing in face recognition development kits. So there are a lot of things that we are coming up with, and these practically, when you look at the electric vehicle industry, we already have partnered with some of the electric vehicle industries where we are using the AI powered AV charging station. So these are some of the things, even for vending machines. Now I think everything is getting into smart vending and everything. So these things will be more needed. Partners have to first make up their mind. As a brand, we will always be there to train them. It's a learning process. It is never ending. We, as sales or marketing, we need to understand that there is never, even I being in the industry for the last 25 years, I don't feel that I still know everything or almost all of the things that could be sold. There are a lot of eco partners, like Rajesh ji already mentioned. We know each other for probably many years, met very limited, but that is how the ecosystem works. We learn from each other what good the ecosystem does. So even for the partners, if you have next door partner or someone sitting in the remote places of the country, is improving his business, try to learn how he is improving. Not just that the vendors or the distribution partners, sales would walk in and train you. Not necessarily that happens. We learn from others' success stories as well. Also, what we have recently found out is when the partners are doing business, they always had this comparison between online and offline. We help most of the partners to get online presence as well. So for those partners, creating that ecosystem, helping them build their platforms, we also managed to do that. So I think educating a partner is not on a face-to-face basis, but there are a lot of platforms that we created. Also, during this pandemic, we engaged with partners to train them, not in bulk, but very limited partners, which we did, and we continue to do it. And I think that is an ongoing process of training the partners. The ASUS AIoT or the server business that we are focusing on, yes, we are continuously doing a lot of engagement programs, training and sharing with the partners what product lines could be the future. When we speak about, we are not talking about a sale that would happen probably in a month's time, but we are trying to build up an ecosystem which would be probably sustaining for the next 5 years. So that's how we want to communicate and interact and share our thoughts. That business is not to be looked at on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. Our strategies should be built on a yearly or a 2 yearly basis. And that's where I would use this summit to encourage partners to join us to look at the future with a more progressive way and new product lines.
Yeah, so Vinay sir, means, as per my understanding, you talked about a lot of things which is new to industry, and people should know the opportunities that are coming in, and we have to prepare. We should get in touch with the brands like ASUS and Micron. They are showing us the next business opportunities to channel partners. Thanks, sir. I'm just now moving to Himanshu, sir. we all know how gaming has evolved since last 1 year, and no doubt technology played a big role in growth of this market. Apart from distribution business, how your Ant esports products are well positioned now in the Indian market. Why do you think that Ant play this product will further revolutionize the growth of your market?
So, Ant Esports is a Acro-owned brand. Okay, so how the Ant name came up is
Interesting.
very interesting. Okay, so ant has the highest biomass on this planet, even more than humans. Okay, it always lives in community in colonies. Okay, the weight of the ant is very small, but it can carry up to 5,000 times weight of its own. There are various species of ants. Okay, there are fiery ants, there are thousands of ants. So what is the similarity between this ant and the gamer? Okay, gamers also live in communities. They are different type of gamers because they concentrate on different games. Okay, they have different AAA titles they want to play. Okay, they sit for hours and hours together. They're under stress a lot of times. We have gaming chairs to support that kind of a eco structure. So that is the reason we came up with this name, Ant, for the similarity. All the products in Ant, so our major was that it should be affordable, the quality should be good. So we got some of the product designed especially for the Indian community. Okay, so for example, if you talk about our mechanical keyboard, when you're playing a game, you win a game. Okay, a gamer tends to smash the keyboard. Wow, I won it. Okay, you lose a game, you smash the keyboard. Shit, lost it. So what happens? We are a hardware company. Okay, the impact of your smash goes onto the PCB level. It damages the keyboard. So we have a metal layer that protects the key and the PCB in between. So the impact does not come to the PCB. So for example, if you play with a gamepad, okay, same structure. You have two pads, two joysticks, you play, you tend to break it under stress. So the sticks inside should be of metal so that you're not able to break it or damage it. Then one thing is about the gaming. So when you spend so much time on your seat, obviously it has to be comfortable. So we have the esports chair to control it. Then there are various categories of esports chairs that we have. Now the environment has to look very beautiful. So there comes these RGB. Okay, so you can sync your keyboard, mouse, your computer cabinet, your mouse pad, your headphone with the color of your choice. For example, we have 4 people sitting here. We have different colors of even clothes. So everybody has a liking, right? So same way the gamer has a liking. You control your gaming lighting accordingly. So even when you, for example, if you're playing at night, you don't want to disturb your family members or somebody, and you just have the keyboard. So it has a backlit keyboard. It changes the color. Now it gives a lot of light. So you can even control the keys. So for example, when you press the key, the color of the key will change. So you exactly know which key you're pressing. So there's a whole ecostructure that works around it. And we have a big range in that and good affordable prices. So our major concern was, okay, have a complete range, the quality should be good, the price should be good. Then we recently launched a cloud gaming platform, so the first one in India, that is going to change the revolution of gaming in India. So there's a usual challenge with gamers that why to buy such an expensive PC? What is going to be the life of a desktop? What kind of performance I'm going to get? What kind of bandwidth do I require to play the game? Okay, what kind of hardware do I require? Okay, fine, I want to play this game, Will my graphic card support it? Will my hardware support it? Okay, I have an old laptop or an old desktop, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. I want to be a gamer, but I don't have the money to buy it. So we have pay-as-you-go model. You log on to our server. Our servers are residing at the data center with a 10 Gbps connection. So you have a normal bandwidth, no problem. A 10 Mbps bandwidth will do. You're connected to our server. We give you the complete experience of a gaming high-end desktop. Now, it's not only limited to gaming. It's for your professional services as well. Suppose you're a media house, you're an architect, you have CAD, CAM, CorelDRAW, Adobe, whatever. We give you a desktop on the cloud. You use it. You install your own hardware, your software, your own licenses, and you're ready to use. And you pay per hour. So it's very good for the professionals as well, even for the students as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So to summarize your things, one, from our platform, people are knowing about how your brand is built up, the story, which is very interesting, and definitely people has idea that why you name and audio. And second thing, that I think that the and play may be a disruptive event for the market. I think so.
Not really, because India is a big country and there are too many people. And it is about affordability. So once you get hooked onto it, obviously you go and buy it. You know, for example, that is the reason gaming cafes came up, right? So it's about your coffee, right? You can make a coffee at home. Why do you go to Starbucks or Cafe Coffee Day? Right?
True. Really. So thanks, Himanshu sir, sharing certain, this about this new and play, because, people, the consumer, the gamers who are initial gamers who cannot afford to buy a costly gaming machine, they can use your platform for their passion.
Yeah, and this is just the start. So they can hook onto us and then they can buy it. So it's going to create a bigger market, I believe.
Yeah, seriously, I think that this message should thrown to all gamers community. This initiative will really help the emerging gamers to, to brush up their skills and become a good professional gamers in future. Thanks, Himanshu sir, sharing about these new initiatives which you had taken. Moving to Alok sir, apart from associations, we are already talking about associations. You have your own identity, that is, Unistall Systems. So can you share something about how Unistall Systems bring opportunity for the partners?
Okay, so we are into data security, data recovery front from last 27 years now. I think this must be the only company in the world, I'm proud to say, whose first customer was Prime Minister's office when we started the organization. Even today they are our customer. So that's a pride we have with us, which I don't think anybody can claim, that he formed a company which was a startup 27 years back and the first billing was to Prime Minister's office. So yes, we are into data recovery services all across the country. There are the partners who are associated with us. Unistall has a journey of 27 years where we started as a distributor. So we brought Kaspersky to India, we brought Bitdefender to India, and today we have our own brand with the name of Protegent Antivirus, which retail, yes, it is available through Supertron is our distributor, but otherwise also it is getting bundled with various schemes with the OEMs like HP. So we could supply good numbers to them, and when anybody buys a HP laptop and he gets registered for some scheme, he gets a Protegent Antivirus. So for partners, like we had a unique product where we say that our complete security software, we have 3 category which has got more than 75 features than best of the product available in the world, which has activity monitoring, data theft prevention, and then it has a laptop tracker. So activity monitoring was something which was there for consumer. You are in the office, kids are at home, they are working on computer, mother is going screaming, why you are always on computer? And these days all the education was on computer. So You have to register your mail ID, whatever work they are doing, you are getting a log on it. You can see and then do the parenting instead of scolding them. So that was the idea. Pandemic time, personally, I got a lot of time to interact with our developing software team, though I handle the business for the organization. And we developed a work from home complete activity monitoring software for the organizations. And today we have a good 5,000 licenses we have sold during last 1.5 years, where no Active Directory, no work group. You are working from anywhere. You are associated with an organization on the web. The organization is registered with us. There is an agent transferred to the local machine, and whatever work they are doing on an application, on a web, social media, whatever you do, it is getting logged. And you can find out what is the productivity of your organization people. So we are selling these through partners. Now it has that, okay, time is changing. Even today, being in the association, we come to know what is happening in the industry. So big organizations, IT organizations, their office sizes have cut down to 1/3. So if they have an office in Delhi NCR, they have got one office instead of 5. I know that the kind of cut down on the infrastructure has took place, and people are working from home till June next year at least, or December 2022. They are the organization who have declared work from home. So for all these organizations, these softwares are there. So all the SI partners who are here, they can look at it. We can organize the demonstration. There's an opportunity. It's a SaaS model. Every month you can start earning with the product. Solution is robust, and it is available with the best of the features which any other product can provide. So that's how Unistall is keep on evolving. We have more than 50 trademark licenses or copyright licenses with us in the domain of data recovery and data security. Thank you.
Yeah. So means, we all know the pain of losing a data. So it's a very important industry, and you're catching to the demand of such industry. Thanks for sharing more about Unistall system. Kunj, I have a query for you. That is, you had enterprise business. Okay. So how has been the growth in the SSD product range in enterprise segment? How do you see this demand?
I think it's out of battery. Hello. Yeah. So see, the demand for enterprise, demand for SSDs in the enterprise business has grown very rapidly over last couple of years, specifically because a lot of data centers are coming up, and apart from the data centers, there are edge centers, located within the small territories who are catering, who are further sending their data to the data centers. So a lot of, and the data is becoming condenser. So initially, if we talk, so all of the, all the veterans are, sitting here, they would know that a single 16 MB pen drive would, or a hard drive would look like a big chunk of block. And right now, what we see is the data is becoming condenser. So in the enterprise segment, all flash arrays are also coming up. So initially for the high caps, there was big boxes which cater to that demand. If I needed 100 TB or a 200 TB or a 500 TB of storage. Now that demand is also changing to an all flash arrays. So in all flash arrays, I believe in terms of if I talk about Micron, so we have got a huge potential because specifically for the 2.5 inch SSDs in the enterprise, and they are drying up. But still in Micron, due to the supply chain and due to the robust planning, still we have demands coming for the 5300 series or the 7000 series, which is there. So a lot of things are happening into the enterprise segment, basically because of the data centers as such. And another thing is in the consumer segment, SSDs would play a very big role in the coming future, because right now a majority of the business in the SSD segment is still with the unknown players or the private labels or the import brands which are there. So as the technology would improve and we shift towards NVMEs and the other more technologically advanced products, the gamut for the or the play for the big brands that could increase. So this is how the whole scenario is changing, and we see I see a lot of potential in the SSD
Yeah.
business.
So I completely agree because the partners who cater to the enterprise segment there is a lot of requirement which will happen, and you should take care of and you should know the opportunities by getting in touch with the brands or the partners who are into this domain. So with this we have we at the end of our second round of queries. The third is very important because it's a service issue which we really want all of the panelists to tell and share that how service is important for them, because customers are more concerned about the service. For any brand to succeed in India, service is very important because customers are here very sensitive. So to start with, Rajesh sir, how you have streamlined your service infra in new normal, and what all investment you made to give best service support to your loyal customers?
Sure, Rajiv. So as you yourself said, service and support is actually one of the most critical aspects for any brand to establish a preference and that close connect with the consumers and build customer satisfaction. So with that thing in mind, what we have done is worked on both fronts. One is the traditional approach and the traditional support structure, which is more physical in nature. Consumers are widely spread across India. India is a large geography, hundreds of cities and towns. So, one of the first thing that we have done is to augment that infrastructure, working with our service partner, that is Kaizen. We are reaching almost 40, 48, 50 cities, and then that infrastructure will continue to grow, because there are a bunch of customers who have this comfort that they would like to see a physical or over-the-counter exchange of either the RMA parts, or in case they have problems, they would like that kind of interface. But as also indicated in your query, we are talking about new normal, right? We are not last 12 to 16 months, and pandemic has made us learn the new normals, which is an online way or digital way of solving the problems as well. So what we have done is taking cue of that. That's another area where we have been augmenting our services and support. So service at time is not only the warranty support, right? Service is the entire support to our channel partner, further to your customer, right from the time when a customer is trying to make a purchase decision, is possibly confused about what product to buy. There are compatibility questions, etc., etc. Right? So when you are able to go to the retail shop, many of these things get answered there. But in a situation when that option is not available, what do you do? So taking the cue from that, one of the things we did at Micron is we have developed a tool, an online tool which is called a configuration configurator. So it's a simple tool. Whatever product that you have, you may have a desktop, you may have a laptop, any product that you have, and you're looking for a upgrade, then what drive or what SSD or what DRAM is compatible is you put your name of the host platform that you have, and it will throw you the very specific compatible versions of that DRAM and SSD. So I think what we have experienced is that tool became not only popular with our consumers, but it also became very popular with our channel partners, because they realized that this helped them solve this problem also, because in today's environment, so many opportunities are there, so many across the brand, so many SKUs are there, so many different configurations, product sub-brands, and then there are different interfaces. It's a nightmare to figure out what is the right product for a specific upgrade. So that is one thing that we have done. The other thing that we are also working on is a consumer care program, working with our channel partner. The idea of that is, again, work as much online, use your social and digital media, connect with the consumers, and as consumers are sharing online feedback, before they really struggle, match make their them with the relevant channel partner who can sort of figure out their issues, or sort of proactively work with our service partner and help them address the issue. And that is particularly important in an environment where there are restrictions. Even if there is a service center available, there were situations when consumers could not go and connect. So, what part of their issues or challenges could be addressed using alternate means of communication and engagement is something that that would be a part of not only a new normal, and I think that is something all of us collectively, the brands, our channel partners, everybody in the ecosystem will have to sort of adopt those new means, so that we are able to provide satisfactory solutions and satisfactory resolutions to our customers' problem. So these are a couple of things, initiatives that we have taken, and then we'll continue to work on that in the time to come as well. Rajiv.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate the brands like Micron and all leading brands who do care for customers' service concern. And in the new normal, you have already invested a lot to create a mechanism, a system where partners, the customers cannot suffer more, and they can have the solution whenever they want. So thanks for answering. So Vinay sir, I have the similar query related with the service. We saw many customers who are struggling to get support from brands during existing pandemic, especially when lockdown was announced. How did you ensure that your customers did not suffer when they are looking for any tech support? What all initiatives you have already taken to ensure that the customers will enjoy uninterrupted customer support in any circumstances? The reason why I'm asking you, because you have a large portfolio, you cater to a lot of product segments, and you have greater responsibility for the service part.
Rajiv, before I answer this particular question, I think service is one industry which is always a thankless job. We all, during pandemic, whatever be the issue, we all stayed home safe. I think it's only the service team and the service team members were out in the field risking their life. And I think that kind of gratitude and credit should be given to all those, I would call them the frontline warriors at those days. Because when our PC was down, those guys, I don't know what they wear, even the PPE kit they wore and went to the customer to service it. And I don't think anyone credited them. Your PC is down, it's a component, it's an electronic thing. It would fail, consumers would have problems, we understand. I would not even say that consumers didn't support, but I think all collectively we need to thank the entire service team for being there, standing and ensuring the business didn't collapse. Sales might drop because it was a lockdown, but I think service team did a good job. In my own team, I had, I think, more than 50% team members under COVID. But that didn't stop them from going to the warehouse, going to the service center, going to the customer's place. They did their job, and I think it's my heartfelt gratitude to all of the service guys. Whole day they listen to all kind of rubbish, complaints. Never a thankful job for them, but they do their duty, and it's I think my responsibility as well to thank all of them, be it ASUS or the entire ecosystem community. A well done job. Coming to what ASUS did during the pandemic, I think there are a few learnings that we had. One, during the lockdown, as Himanshu ji also mentioned, there's a lot of logistic constraint that we have. We planned the spares basis on 10 week, 15 weeks stock in the country, but that was not sufficient because the logistic issue coming from across the countries were delayed. Plus, the transit service were delayed. So what we created is a transit delay is when we say from one port, one part of the country to the other part of the country, which tentatively used to take about 15 days, took almost like 40 days. So all that we had to do is increase the spare values and the numbers in those locations. In terms of the call centers, okay, all of them moved home. The call centers had to effectively work from a remote place. There are a lot of personal space that is limited and restricted, but the team members managed to do it. But we also had to train them to handle those queries where the customer could debug it at home until it is a very serious hardware issue. Also, in terms of reaching out to the customers, we have our web link, which is reach us at asus.com. All the service queries or any inquiries or any requirement for products, all are short and it comes directly to me. So these are some of the initiatives we have taken. We have increased the level of spares buffer in the country. We have also ensured there are products that are QC enabled is on a higher scale. The quality test ratio has increased post the pandemic. I think when we say the new normal, I think when we walk down the street now, everything is flooded, markets are open, service centers are there, but we also want to engage the downtime or the TAT time, which should be less than 7 days or 15 days, depending on the locations. So the spares ratio has increased, the engineers' trainings have gone up, the call centers are more manpower loaded now. So I think the customers who face the issues also have supported us. Trust me, I would not want to be more like an apple polishing scenario here, but the customers really helped us. They understood the gravity of the situation. They supported. Our system integrator partners were fabulous in this because they were the ones who faced the brunt first, but they also tried to give some cushion to the situation and handled it well. So there was a lot of learning that we did. We did a lot of improvements in these service setups. The locations were increased. The kind of buffer we increased. The kind of engineer training that has gone up drastically. So I hope in the pandemic the cases were there, but I think it was handled well by everyone, and I think that what we want to continue in the coming future as well.
Yes, seriously. So I again, Vinay, as you said that we should highlight that the service people were also a warrior during the COVID time, who risked their life and went to hospitals and the crucial places which was required to have a infra running. So thanks for answering my service part queries here. Now moving to Himanshu sir, you sell multiple global brands under your distribution house. How has been your service support arrangements so far from all these leading brands? Do you face any sort of challenges in providing support to your partners or end customers? Or also, is there any advice you want to give? There is two brands here. So is there any advice from your side for service?
India is a big country, okay, so so different kind of problems come in. Obviously, Vinay sir, we are doing good business with Vinay sir. Rajesh ji uh, rightly said, that India is a big country and Kaizen is one of their partners. Yes, for some of our product range, Kaizen is also our partner. For some of our product range, we do with F1 services. For some of our product range, we have a big in-house team, and we have our own portal, acrorma.com, wherein the end users come in and punch in their data and the queries, and each kind of a problem is a different kind of a problem because it's a different kind of a customer. So, for example, the places that are near to the sea, they have a lot of humidity. So because of that, we get some issues during the because of the moisture, and so we understand that okay, these are the problems that are going to come in this particular area. So we have our buffers ready over there, so that the customer does not have to wait. Usually, we try that the problem is solved in less than 3 days, and a lot of times we also have to assess that what kind of a problem the customer is facing, because when the product goes to the service center, it is working perfectly fine. So we have to call up the customer, we have to ask him, okay, why is this issue coming? Maybe because of the heating issue. Okay, we have liquid coolers as well. How many hours the customer is using the computer, or is he playing? Maybe he's overclocking it, because of which the issue is coming. But the customer just goes to the service center, this is not working. Now it is tested, it's working perfectly fine. So different scenarios, different customers, different set of people. So we have some gamers within our organization to test the products, to talk to the gamer, to understand, to replicate the issue at our place. We do not want the customer to wait. Okay, we will replace the product, but we will try to assess the problem also and replicate the problem, so that we can rectify it for further use.
Correct. And so, there are a lot of things, even service, you as a brand or as a distributor, need to check on and take care, because always there is a challenge dealing with the customers, and you need to deal with the, with very sensitive, because, they are our customers and we need to serve them well. So with this, I'd like to move to Alok sir, because, apart from service, there are a lot of things which brands do. But as an association member, as an association president, and you have a lot of members with you, what all things you think you should advise to brands, or you are working with the brands to build up for the partners community in coming days? What all initiatives we can see so that their business can grow?
See, what happens in PK8, we have different working groups. We have divided. I'll explain you so you'll be able to understand. I'll take 2-3 minutes. First is like Mr. Notial was here, so he takes care of membership enhancement. As we mentioned earlier also that it is by invite. So we have to ensure that the member who is joining the association has to involve only on ethical practices. So if you will do the scrutiny of a partner and everybody is okay that he is good, you get him associated. So the business will automatically increase, not only for him, for others, because one partner does n number of things, other does another n number of things, and now the time has come that you don't want everything to be in your kitty. You want to collaborate and do the project or do the work. So that is the membership enhancement group does take care. We have a government group. Like when GST came, there are certain items monitor 28%, and then multifunction printer 28%. We as an association, we have a good reputation with the government. We went to and met the government. In one meeting, our IT minister immediately involved his secretary IS officer, said take their note, send it a note, and next meeting it came down to 18%. So government interaction, where what all problems we face. I remember, I must say that during VAT time or even today's GST time, when a VATO used to come to any partner's place, inspector comes and then the partner is in a mess. Today, to our association member, if a GST officer comes, you will find 20 members are at his place. Okay, what do you want? We know that the partner is ethical. If there is a minor gap, whatever is there, we are ready to deposit. But those days are gone when somebody will say, please deposit 20 lakh rupees, 30 lakh rupees, even 5 lakh rupees. If there is anything, we'll deposit 100%, otherwise please don't come to us. So that is how we interact with the government. OEMs. A lot of miscommitment used to take place. The working level guy will go, you take this, I will sell it off, why you are worrying? And then next day person is not there. That person, partner is sitting with the huge stock, which is paid stock, and nobody is there to sell it, and it is a push product, it is not getting sold. So we ensured that these kind of OEMs could not appoint any other distributor in that region unless that person's stock is moved to the market, or you take it back and give it to somebody. So these kind of works, OEM back-end commitment is there. So we educated our partners that ensure that whatever commitment is there, there is a mail from official mail ID from the person who is controlling. So there is no miscommitment. It is good for OEMs also, and it is good for the partner also, because there is no miscommunication, there will be no gap. So everything should be on a black and white. So, and then dispute settlement was the most of the thing, means we have settled not only with the OEM and partner, partner to distributor, partner to partner with partner to customers also, and further gone even partner to his employee. He has sold 10 places, and finally we came to know that he has run away, taken the cash from them, and partner hasn't got the payment. So we ensured that that guy will not get the job in the any other partner place or within the city if he has does this with one partner. So that system has been created. So these kind of initiatives have been taken, which automatically increases the confidence of the partner to do the work. And if a group of members are working together, always there is a social responsibility also, that I should not do anything wrong with this, because others will come to know. So that advantages are always there, which is there to work with the partner. One more very important point, I think Ingram is already here, TDI members. PKT is an association. If any issue comes between partner and TDI member, TDI is a distributor association, whether Ingram, Reddington, Supertron, Rashi, Inflow, Savex, all these 10 big distributors are involved. A issue comes, we got involved as an association. Normally, the partner will not be billed by the another distributor if he has a legal dispute with one. But if PKT is involved, next day the billing will start, because we ensure within 7 days this dispute will be resolved. And 100% cases which has come to us in the past 7-8 years since the TDI has formed, 100% has been resolved without even a single dispute pending with the distributors and our members. So that's the key thing which association has to work. Automatically, business works when you do the more business. Blocking by distributor does not do the business. And for OEMs, yes, today the biggest challenge is online. And I think for business of laptops and all has gone up to 38, 39, 40% today, which is a major concern of the partners. So how to cater that media has to come up and talk about that to all the OEMs. All their commitments, they whatever is coming on the paper is showing very good, very nice, great. But what is happening at the back end is entirely different. And initially it was a price disruption. Today it is a stock disruption which takes place. Most of the brands, major models which are at a low price is not available with the channel. So these kind of issues which need to be addressed and should come. Everybody will say, yes, I have addressed it, everything is fine, everything is going on well. Okay, numbers are happening. But if you ask me today, in festival seasons, the retail partners stock, it is a confirmed news, I will guarantee you, talk to any of the good retailer in India, he will say, margins are better, but business is down by 70% in numbers in the festival season. So that also needs to be taken care by the media houses, and associations are already working to handle this. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. As an association, I really appreciate your tough words to our audiences, which is very much required to share with the partners and the brands and OEMs who are listening to us, because associations are part of, and the members who are really helping brands to sell their products. And this is why we have kept this session as a traditional concern for the traditional channel business. And I'm sure that there is a move forward. We'll be moving ahead with a lot of things which will happen, and adoption and transformation, which is also required. We need to think in this part. Kunj, I have a last query, because I know we are late, and it's lunchtime and we are getting late. So we'll have to wrap up with your last answer. You have to answer, because Micron is a leading brand, we all know. And how do you think that the service has played a big role in this brand to become a so larger brand in India? How do you see as a partner?
See, especially for the RAMs and the SSDs, they generally don't go bad that easily. If we talk about the entire IT segment, these two would be the products which would have the least, failure rates. And I think Rajesh ji discussed that really well, that how Micron or Crucial is, along with Kaizen, they are playing a very important, vital role in giving the, the least amount, least SLA to the customers, and going, improving the overall numbers and the customer satisfaction. But yes, as Himanshu ji said in the last, last round, that India is a wonderland. You go deeper into the country, you'd find new discoveries. So two of the customer stories which I can share, because we just don't do Crucial. We are into 4 major areas. So one is displays, second is the networking, third is the enterprise storage, and fourth is the component business that we do. So for the other product ranges that we carry, so so the demand can come from the remotest part of the countries. For example, we have a small. So there's a city called Malda, 6 hours from Calcutta. So there's a sari shop, and once I got a call from there, and you know what, they implemented a storage and ERP system of approximately about 20 lakh rupees in that sari shop. We cannot wonder that.
Yeah, it's really great.
And another, I had a very recent customer. So that was a French guy living in India for the last 15 years. So he was into research in the Leh Ladakh region. So they have been, they wanted to implement a 100 gig network over there because he had to, share his researches or the entire, the topography study they were doing. They wanted to share that with the French government, and they had such budgets that they could afford a 100 gig network. So the demands are coming, from the remotest of the places, and the service, and when we have such deployments taking place, so we would need a robust service network, and it would be, very much beneficial for us in the coming years, especially for the IT industry.
Right, right. So means, we have, a lot of things which is happening. We just need to, as a partner, we just need to be aware about the trends which is happening, and we have to be very proactive while deciding what to do and what is the next opportunity we need to grab. So with this, we are end with this session. So there is Rajesh, as we are concluding the session, and these things has been only possible because you guys came online and shared your views. So can you share a last message to partners, wish them a good luck, or any last message to partners who are watching us online as well as present here?
Absolutely. So, Rajiv, again, thanks. A very good session, and I think comments and feedback and some very direct feedback from the colleagues in the fellow panel is very helpful, very useful, and I think these kind of feedback, very candid and good feedback, does help us to sort of sometimes see things that that are not visible to us, and then and put our focus and effort and find some solutions to that. In general, my message is, I think we have seen, hopefully we have seen the worst. I still remember there is an old saying that those of us who have been in this business for quite a while, we know that such downturns or pandemics come every now and then, right? Some of us remember the first bubble that happened which was called .com burst in year around 2000. Then we had the financial crisis of 2008, and then similarly then the pandemic that we have seen. One of the experience that these past pandemics and challenges show us is that when you come back from these kind of pandemics, there is always a strong period of growth. While we do go through a period of suffering, when we come back from this, we realize that newer ways of doing things, newer ways of communicating, doing business, connecting, do emerge, and then they become standardized, and that ultimately help everybody, including our own industry. So my message to the channel partners and all our other ecosystem colleagues is, as we recover from pandemic, we should see it as an opportunity, because all other panelists and in your previous panel you have discussed that many things of the new normal are going to stay with us, right? These things are not going to go away. People are not going to put away things that they were doing now as the time comes and as things improve and hopefully completely improve. So we should see this as an opportunity. All of us are in the technology industry. The advantage for technology industry is solutions are with us as an ecosystem. So we should be ready, both the vendors as well as our partners, and offer the best solutions to our customers. The last point, the lesson that I have learned is, when you come back from downturns and pandemics, customers, consumers, enterprises, nobody tells you that, look, I know we have been in a period, 12 months bad period, so I will take something which is poor generation just because it may be cheaper. when you are back up and running, the world outside wants the best that is there at this point of time. So that is where my encouragement to all our channel partners is, lot has happened, equip yourselves with the latest that is available, and as things improve, that is what would help them recover and take them on the next growth trajectory. And I wish them, our partners, all the best. I just echo what Vinayji said so appropriately. We heard so much about frontline workers, but in general, the society forgot that the new normal was online, and the IT industry support organizations kept that thing working. I don't think that got that much recognition. Vinay, thanks for pointing it out, and Rajivji, we expect that the media organizations will also ensure that the frontline warriors in the IT industry do get the recognition of what they did in the last 12 months. So again, once again, thanks for and wishing everybody good health and good business. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. It was seriously a wrap-up of the discussion of what we did entirely. You shared through your words. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for being with us and patiently waiting for your turn to be in the second session. I really appreciate your contribution to make this panel discussion a fruitful one. Moving to Vinay, sir, you just throw a small concludatory message for our audiences.
First of all, I would like Digital Terminal to and the team to host such an event. We still are in the tango situation, one step forward and a two-step backward scenario where we should go to work or not. But hosting this is a real courageous situation, thing that has been done. I think the panels, the esteemed panel that we have, Rajeshji, I have known for many years. He's a veteran and a senior, a lot of things to learn. Himanshu is there. We have a young panel guest also on there. I think we learn, as Rajeshji mentioned, we learn a lot for things which we are oblivious. We don't, we might miss in our day-to-day course, but when we interact and when we see, we get to understand. And that's what my message to my partners also and across the spectrum, that always try to absorb some of the other information. Many of them wouldn't have joined today. Oh, it's a partner summit, it's okay. But there are always exchanges and ideas which are shared, which I think should be absorbed. Somewhere down the line, these messages would help us in doing the business. It's a very large spectrum of ecosystem. We can venture anywhere. Currently, say for example, a motherboard partner can get into a notebook business or somewhere else. But we need to keep exploring. We should keep that hunger of educating ourselves and upgrading ourselves. It's not about just the business revenue. It's about how we upgrade ourselves. That is most crucial. Once again, I would always suggest this, that the partners should learn things and try to implement in their business, and that's more healthy. Before I wind up, thanks to everyone for listening to us today, and I wish that everyone stays safe and stays healthy. And I think Diwali is not far away now. Taking this opportunity to wish everyone a very, very happy Diwali. And there's a famous quote for all of us: tough times don't last, but tough people do. And I think we all have experienced that, and we will have that grit that we will always grow much, much stronger, be whatever be the situation. All the best for everyone, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. These words really deserve very appreciations from our audiences, because we tough time will never last, and we are seeing the result that we are coming up well now. So thanks, Vinay sir and Rajesh sir, joining us virtually. We really appreciate your contribution towards making this panel discussion successful. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So with this, we are end with this panel discussion, and I hope you all had great information we shared at this platform. This will help you to further fuel your business growth in coming days and coming years. And we physically, Himanshu sir and Kunj and Alok sir is here, so we'll be interacting. I think it's time to wrap up this discussion. Thank you so much for watching us and listening to us, and it's a great listening to all our panelists. Thanks for your valuable time with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for all our panelists who are present here, as well as who have joined us virtually.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable words. That means a lot to us. Now, I'll request Ms. Jyoti Janda to kindly step up on the stage and felicitate all the panelists, along with Mr. Rajiv Ranjan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this one is for our digital audience. Guys, as I told you earlier as well, that you can win some amazing prizes, because any two lucky winner will get one very amazing prize, that is powerful SSD from Crucial by Micron. So you just need to type all the three codes which I will tell you. The first one I've already told you. The second one I will tell you now, and the third one will be at the end of the show. So, guys, all you need to do, just type all these three codes in the comment section below, along with your email ID, and two lucky winner will get a chance to win this amazing prize, that is a powerful SSD from Crucial by Micron. So the second code is DT218564. I'm just repeating the code one more time. That is DT218564. मैं एक बार हिंदी में भी इसको बोल देता हूँ, DT218564. तो अगर आप इस टाइम पर ऑनलाइन हैं और आपने फर्स्ट कोड कमेंट सेक्शन में डाला है, तो सेकंड कोड ये है, इसे फटाफट से डालिए, एंड द थर्ड वन आई विल टेल यू एट द एंड ऑफ द शो. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's a time for a lunch break. I'll just request all of you to please join us for the lunch. After the lunch, we'll do our final session, and that is the prestigious DT Partners Excellence Award 2021. And during the lunch time, ladies and gentlemen, we have a video message by us, Mr. Kaushik Pandey. He is the President, Federation of All India IT Association. So can we have the video message, please? And in the meanwhile, guys, you can join us for the lunch. Thank you.
Good morning and greetings from FITA. I'm Kaushik Pandya, President, Federation of All India Information Technology Associations, as known as FITA. Ours is registered national umbrella body of all the state IT federations and associations, representing approximately 30,000 plus IT businesses pan-India, pursuing business nearly of about 20,000 crores. FITA has more than 100 plus member associations as of now. The question which has been asked now is that, is there a change in the business post-COVID? Since January 2020, businesses worldwide are undergoing a paradigm shift. Every company, every employer, every employee has started thinking about their security in the context of the pandemic, and then about how it impacts their business processes. This has resulted in a shift to businesses executing their online platform connecting with their colleagues, partners, clients, and every concerns or relative persons worldwide through online platforms. This has changed the way business processes are done, and any such change with forceful changes and in the processes is known as paradigm shift. The world beyond pandemic looks changed due to this shift. Do we see a growth beyond pandemic? This is a normal question people ask to all the industries. Growth beyond COVID-19 is seen very much beyond expectation. And we as channel fraternity of ICT have already seen a huge surge for all these months post-pandemic. We had many reasons behind this surge, but mainly it was huge increase in the demand due to work from home, standard adoption by the industry post-lockdown, followed by shortage of material, of finished goods as well as electronics components globally. COVID will remain for another year or two for sure in the country like India, wherein vaccination to all is a mammoth task. And our government is very keenly doing this job across the country. In such scenario, maintaining an upsurge in the business is difficult. And companies and leaders will have to find innovative ways for growth beyond COVID-19. Fighting against another menace as a country like India for channel and brick and mortar community is to sustain against the disruption and predatory priced model of online shops in India. So what are the right moves now that can pay off in the coming years? The entire pandemic episode has increased the dependency of all level of companies upon IT. In such scenario, a hybrid model of presence for any IT vendor, wherein offline plus online model will have to be developed, like what FITA has offered to their indirect members. Every consumer is inclined towards buying online. Then why we as a community are not offering them our products online? After launching the e-store platform by then the IT Minister Shri Ravi Shankar Prasad ji on 15 July 2020, FITA has taken a call to launch a phygital, we call it physical plus digital, B2C platform for all the IT consumer buyers across India. FITA is coming up with an online aggregated platform for e-store owners named as IndiaITMall.com, who would be able to reach to their consumers buying online through this platform. A very systematic approach has been taken by FITA on this by looping in a top-of-the-class digital marketing agency for promoting the platform as well as having a full-fledged contact center to ensure smooth transactions. We are engaging with online customers, with retailers, as well as with brands to fulfill the circle. This entire movement, IndiaITMall.com, has few very important USPs. The first one is the largest collection of the products available across the whole online platforms. Second one is the widest geographical coverage. We would be offering our products up to about 19,500 pin codes across India. We would be offering quickest delivery. Expected time of delivery would be between 4 hours to 8 hours in every pin code. That's what we are aiming towards. And of course, we will definitely be having a human expertise and services through the e-store owners, which would be the key service offering to the end customers. To sum up, I see huge opportunities of the FITA IT fraternity, especially who will adopt hybrid model. FITA urges the entire fraternity to adopt the right strategy for a very promising and bright future. Join IndiaITMall.com. Be in touch with any of your nearest IT association and FITA will be joining hands with you. Thank you so much.